No, but really though, check this out. So this is an A-frame cabin for starters. That's what just kind of lured me in from the jump. And then you do have your backyard space with a fire pit, some chairs, a grill. Put in your code. Alright, baby. So you kind of walk in and the first thing that you see is just like the wooden panels, right? That is up my alley. Then the decor is just like modern with like a touch of like nomad. I feel like I'm in your typical cabin, just with, like I said, like that modern twist. So let's poke in. So here, I'm gonna walk in. You're like your seat to take your shoes off. You got your mat. Hi, mommy. You got your shelf. This has come in handy. We kind of put our things here, such as like our hats, our gloves, our earmuffs, our phone, our keys. Then you have your main bedroom here. First things first. So you have your mirror, the windows. There's tons of light that come in. The babies have made themselves really comfortable. Without even realizing it, these two lamps are really unique. They do have like your USB and your USB-C imports down here. But what I really liked was the boom, 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 boom. That's cool. I mean, like, look at this. It isn't straight, so it does give the room a little bit more, I was gonna say culture, but kind of dimension, right? And the bed's low. The lights are high. The ceilings are a little higher, so it does feel pretty spacious in this small room. But you're gonna see what the top is even like in a sec. So we kind of walk in, still again, just really like unique curvature and just design, right, baby? Mm-hmm. Then here you have your second bedroom. This, you pull this bad boy out. We have been bringing the dogs up and down this thing when my mom was still here because we gave them the master bedroom. I can't really picture her up and down this thing. Up here, we had the windows open because, you know, heat rises. So first things first, you kind of come in and just look to your left. You can really see the triangular sizing and aspect of this cabin, which I thought was beautiful. Out that window, you can still see that from back there on the bed. But it is really warm up here. I mean, I'm about 5'6", so you have this, and I'm here. But let's walk through. And I just feel like I'm in a fairy tale. It is just gorgeous. And then you just have your bed. You still have more room than we have in our van. And then you have a window here, a window behind us that do open, and it cooled us off pretty well at night. Got actually a little too cold, but then you just work around that the way you want to. Again, we have our tap, tap, tap lights, which I have fallen in love with. But let's go downstairs. Careful, cameraman. Do you want to pass it to me? Got it? See, so this is the living room space as well as the kitchen over there. But just kind of sit here with me for a second and just look around. So we've got kind of like, this was our reading corner over here. We've got reading corner here. Hi, mommy. Hi, baby. You got, you got your sliding door to the backyard. Stay, babies. Again, that's the fire pit. The grill is right over here to the right. It's been snowing a lot since my family left, and they came at a good time. Then if you're wondering where the TV is, it's not quite a TV, it's a projector, but it really worked the same way. The projector's right by that back window. Then you have here, voila. And we didn't use this, but it's like a record player, which is pretty neat. You have some books, your games, some puzzles, more books. And even this we found pretty cool. My husband checked this out on the first night that we were here and kind of poked through some of the pages. I truly believe that the people who are sharing this space and kind of renting it out had a lot of influence on this cabin's build, and they may have even gotten their hands dirty with this one. So a lot of their books were relating to the architecture and a lot of the design of what we're in right now. But you have where we ate our dinner every night, and then the kitchen. And you can't really see it right now, but there are these LED lights here, which do have a dimmer on them, which I really liked. I was talking to my mom about this. Think about sometimes with pots, a lot of Spanish people tend to put their pots in the oven. As I've gotten older, I no longer do that, but I told my mom this would be a really cool thing to kind of play around with. Kind of just swirls out. You have your pots in there, and I mean, if you want to really utilize that backspace, you can without having to reach in and get all messy or just potentially hurt the back. So I like that. And then what am I not touching on? I mean, just tons of like cabinetry and space up here. Here, I mean, this kind of inspired us to get some small mason jars for our van, so we're gonna do that shortly. Our Amazon order is on its way. Your typical fridge, nothing too fancy there. Cutting boards, utensils. Then this, I mean, you have your coffee, and I use our NutriBullet to grind our coffee, which seems to do just fine, but you don't have the options here. I mean, you have coarse, medium, fine, extra fine. You plug that in and twist. Then your coffee's grinding, comes out down here. You kind of pull this out. Here you have it, your coffee. Then they had a cute tea kettle. I mean, normally a tea kettle is pretty simplistic. I think it's a little warm. I thought I touched it and it was hot. But then you have your coffee down here. And here. So then sometimes when you do this, you may want to fill a little water in first, then kind of mix, then pour the rest in. But we've been doing it like this. It doesn't seem to make much of a difference. You just really want to stir it in nice. So we're here. And then we're gonna pop this on, let it sit for about 3 minutes, and then we do our press. So that's there. Oh, and I was like, what do I really want to emphasize and point out in this cabin? I mean, it's gorgeous, but there were a couple things that like really sparked my brain and like my interest, and I'm like, these are things I want, and I'm taking mental notes. So this, along with the pull-out ladder, this I have never seen before. So you just pull out. I mean, I just like overemphasized it. It's not that hard, but you have like your blackout shade. Then to close, you just literally push up. That is really neat. What else? Oh, and I mean, in the bathroom, you have your stand-up shower, which is cool. It got really steamy and hot in here, almost like a sauna, which I loved. Then also over here, which made it clutch for people who are traveling and living on the road. We're gonna kind of try to implement this into our kind of adventure where we may pop into some Airbnbs and kind of strategically book them so that they have laundry, wash, a space where something like this, we just wash the dogs, and a dishwasher where we're able to, we brought in a lot of our dishes and washed our dishes. So our last day was really, let's clean up and prepare ourselves for the road. So we really did take full advantage of this washer and dryer. You have your other window, kind of your cleaning section, typical bathroom over here. This was kind of cool, and your sliding door, which I liked. And look at this. I mean, I did want to point out some of like the smaller things. The lights are really cute. I mean, you have these hooks for your towels. Then you also have one over here. Again, this triangular kind of shape. It's not really an arch, but just that cut I'm loving everywhere. As well as these two smaller paintings. I mean, they're not large, which makes the space feel bigger, but they are there giving it some color and character. You have like your shelf down there for your hair dryer, extra towels, and yeah, I mean, here again, like your coat hook. Again, just, it has like dimension and shape to it, as well as the color. And in like this white and wooden space, it really just does pop, but it's very subtle. And I mean, the flooring here, the dogs did make a little bit of a mess. It's different from the actual build's wood, but they complement each other very, very nicely. And I think just the last thing, just kind of look up from here, maybe point the camera up so you can kind of get that triangle there. And then maybe just as we go in towards the back, look at that, the lamp goes all the way up to the top. I'm not sure if you can see it, but there is a small wooden triangle at or above that black circle, which really does make for a nice kind of centerpiece. Then here, I mean, now that I'm really looking at it and sharing it with you guys, I'm seeing more. Look at this light here. It's almost like a wooden plate with your white ball. That's a light. Pretty cool. And you have your upstairs space, kind of like your workspace. With these, I mean, I've never really seen these, but it's almost like a fence or a guard, but they're like metal wire. I didn't touch them when I was up there, but they do look pretty sturdy. I don't think they're flexible and will move around too much. And then you have your glass table up there with wooden legs. And that, again, that orange and that color. This was the A-frame cabin that we stayed at in Victor, Idaho, and I'm not one to say I highly recommend, but this place was beautiful. Normally we want to kind of pop out and do things all around the world, but we really took full advantage of this space, spent a decent amount of time here, and just it was a really good reset for all of us. So if you have any questions about the space, want to know more about it, what to do around, please let me know. But this is in Victor, Idaho, and you're right next to Grand Tetons National Park, about 30 minutes from there. And if you wanted to, you could also drive to the west part of Yellowstone Park, which is about a little over an hour and a half. Then if you don't want to, don't necessarily need to go to the national parks, you do have Targhee National Forest. I really just want to get this in too because one, I already said it, I loved it, but two, I am envisioning what something like this could look like maybe in another location, and contemplating my first Airbnb project, which would be really cool. I mean, look at those horns on the wall. You can't see it, but it's shaped in a wooden heart. The door, I don't even think we paid too much mind to. Hi, Mommy. The door frame of the door that you enter in, it's blue. So again, here, you've got your blue door frame with that wooden outline. And yeah, I think we've got it all. You've got this section here. Nah.
They got some games and some toys for kids there.
And then here you have these shades. which are all around the cabin. You have these kind of pull down. Check out the snow. It's been snowing a lot lately. At night, this gets really dark. But then in the morning, if you pull back those blinds, really, we forgot about the coffee. It really, a lot of nice natural light comes in the morning. So let's pour the man behind the camera some coffee. You want a full cup? And thank you for watching. Please let me know if you liked something like this. I think we're gonna be kind of popping into some more unique spots, whether that's a library, an art gallery, a different Airbnb space, taking the dogs to get groomed somewhere neat. And we're definitely gonna capture those moments, but I'd be curious to know if you wanna see what they're like. But thank you for watching and coming and popping in, and until next time.